Hello, welcome back to school. Okay, this is going to be another homework update on Latin. It's already been a week. I did most of this on Sunday. Let's see, there's a date. Yeah, it looks like whenever May 2nd was. I did this. Oh wait, no, this was from last week. I wanted to point out these two errors I got wrong too. These are the two errors. Marquee. I don't know if I'd mentioned this, but I can't read that. Marcus should be marquee because long I is the dative genitive of Marcus. So yeah, I put down the first declension. It should be second declension. So those two got wrong. This is, what is it, the second lesson? I did this. Okay, so this was done on Sunday. So I did all this on Sunday, which was okay. I don't know if it's like corrected or not. All of this was done on Sunday. I started it yesterday, but it's still not done. And I don't know if I'll ever get it done. Number 7 I got done on Sunday. And then number 8, I wasn't sure. I kind of started looking them up in the answer, but I don't know really what to do there. But yeah, that one is not done yet. And then number 9 I got done on Sunday too. And I think there's a little bit over here. Yeah, I did those on Sunday. So I don't know if we're gonna start lesson 3 in chapter 2. We'll find out. I still need to figure out this quit stuff. Wherever that is. Yeah, up here. I think. Or is it? It's somewhere around here. I gotta figure that out, but I'm just not really, I don't know, with it. Let me see here. I did go through some flashcards at my appointment, or while I was waiting, driving, riding. So I did do some flashcards. I don't know if I did any memory work. I don't know. I don't think I did. So I may have gone through some stuff. Yeah, I think I went through memory work on Sunday. I was just going through and reciting stuff. Obviously, I still don't know the table blessing. We're gonna do that today with the marker board and erasing words and see if I can, I don't know. I think we might have to break it phrase by phrase because I don't know. I don't have anything in my brain to latch it onto, so it's completely new for me. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my written stuff here and try to work more on that. And then I don't know if we'll have class by then or not, but what time is it? It's an hour behind, so it's like 12:40. It's 12:40 something. So I'll work through this and check back with you guys later. So it's already the next morning, like 5 something. I don't know, but it's still early. I think it's almost 6 in the morning. I don't know. This is what I did before class. I did this, where is it? This one is this one. After a while, I got really frustrated with having to write out all the sentences, and I didn't have enough space, so I just wrote out the answers that they wanted. Like, I just directly answered in 1-word sentences, basically, or just whatever. But yeah, they were okay, I think. And then I did this one, I just looked them up in the book. Like, I just looked them up and just copied out the answers because I had no clue what they wanted me to do. But we did go through this briefly, orally, and I understood it. Like, I kind of had a better concept, and I don't know if it was just orally or what, but it's weird. Yeah. But in the sense of the written stuff, I just copied straight from the answer key. So that pretty much covers what we actually did. We didn't really have anything new because we had a meeting, more or less. So we didn't really have anything new. We're talking about some stuff. And I have more or less of a lesson, not a lesson plan, but a homework plan. I don't know what to call it. But something to help me figure out what to do because I haven't been able to get anything done because I just feel like there's no, like, what to do, if that makes sense. I don't know. So this is what I came up with. I copied this out from the messages. We'd orally talked about this, but then I copied it out in the message just to make sure that I understood it. And then once I got the okay plus some, I just wrote it out here, and then I made like a little table. So let's see how many of these boxes I can get ticked off. Today I'm not really gonna do anything. I want to write out the rest of the vocabulary cards because I'm not done writing those out. And then I've been typing up the Unos Duo Tres book that we've been working through. I'm several pages behind in that. I type them up so that I have something to read from. Let me see if I can find it here. Here. So I type these up in kind of like conversation style, but I don't know. But they're basically for me to read from when we're actually working through that. And we're not like memorizing any of this, but it's just kind of like conversational type interactive Latin stuff. I did look at the next section we're going to look at, and it deals with like going to the board and writing stuff, or it's more interactive stuff. And then like there's a thing where the teacher says, "What are you writing on the board?" And then I have to write out, or I have to say what I'm writing on the board. Like, I don't know, like scribo discipula or something. I don't know. That'll be interesting. Hopefully it'll be a little like different than like going out the door or whatever. But those are good things to learn too. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Let me zoom in on this. Sorry, my hand is in the way. So, I think I misspelled that. Recitemus, reciteo, I don't know. I don't know what conjugation that is, but it's probably wrong. I am going to review the verb conjugations that we've done, which is only the first, and then the weird ones like dona, dono, donare. I don't know if donare is a one. I don't know. We haven't done verbs in a while, so it's going to be interesting to see what I remember. I know Stella. No, Stella is a noun. I don't know. But there's a bunch of irregular verbs that I have. Like, there's like 3 or 4 of them. I gotta review those because we haven't done those in a while. And then just review the regular verbs like amo, amare, amavi, amatus. I just threw that one out because it's the only one that I really know. But then there's like the ambulo, ambulare, ambulavi, ambulatus. I'm thinking it should come back relatively quick because there was more work done with those. And then there's the noun declensions. So wherever my hand is, sorry. There's some noun declensions. Just going through the first, second masculine, second neuter nouns. And for these, like, I'm adding in the lingua latina. I don't know. Let's see if I could find that. It was under here. Here. I'm adding, that's not it. That's something else. This. Whatever this book is. I don't know where the actual textbook is. Where's the actual textbook? Oh, it's over here. No, that's not it. Uh-oh. I don't know where the textbook is, but it's somewhere around here. But it's this book. I'm adding in the nouns and verbs, although we haven't really talked about any verbs. We just looked at, like, S, which is, I already know that one, so I don't really need to work on it, but yeah. But looking at the nouns that go with this stuff that we've looked at. And that's what all these vocabulary things down here are. I'm writing those out onto index cards. So that is reciteo or recitemus. Kind of figured to move it to the first person singular because when I do recitemus, Magister doesn't say anything. Like, he's not reciting with me, so it'd be more proper to say reciteo. So that's what it is. The other part of reciteo is going through the lingua angelica, little song text things. Most of these I know off the top of my head, like the Dona Nobis, the Christus Vincit, the Gloria Patri. I don't know. There's I think it's the Signum Crucis that I don't. I always get that mixed up with the Gloria Patri. The endings are different. And then the Pater Noster we're just doing what they're calling part 1 of it. So I need to review that. I should have that for the most part okay. It may not be the greatest, but it's okay. The real difficulty on this is that cotton picking table blessing, which I'm wondering how that's said in Latin. I wonder if it'd be mensa benedictum or benedicta or something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to put a Latin title on that so it looks more Latinized with everything else. So that one we're actually gonna do when we meet. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to memorize it. I might write it out, just to practice writing it out, at least so I have some familiarity with it, but I'm not gonna put a whole lot of effort into memorizing that one and making sure that it's there, because all I know is Benedict Domine Nobis or something, or is it Nos? I don't know. Yeah, that's as far as I've got, and even that's not correct. So that's all reciteo stuff. Reading. I don't know how to say reading, which is I could have put down grammar in Latin and vocabulary in Latin, but I didn't think about that till after the fact. So, oh well. But reading, I have to go through all of chapter 1. Or chapter 2. We've looked at the first, 2/3 of it. And he wants me to just read through the third lesson to kind of get familiar with whatever the concepts is or whatever. And just kind of get familiar with that. And then reviewing the grammar concepts, which is mostly, from what I can gather, is dealing with the genitive case, because we're talking about fathers and mothers and servants and slaves and all this stuff. Sons and daughters of people. So that's pretty much going to be a review of the grammar. This he didn't say, but I do think it would be a good idea to just go through and actually run through just a general Latin to English or English to Latin vocabulary to make sure that I actually know these words. Just to, keep that in the head somewhere and just review just knowing what it is that I'm saying, if that makes any sense. Since all of the written work for lesson 2 or lessons 1 and 2 are done, I don't really have anything on that to do. I mean, I could go through the stuff that I was kind of confused about and try to do them correctly. Or else just, go through these and just make sure that I understand why they are the way they are. Or else, I still have all of, I don't know where that other stuff is. There's a whole bunch of old Latin grammar here from, like, several months ago that I could work through verb stuff. So I've got written work that I could do that's not related to this, but it's still related to Latin. So that's kind of where things are at right now with everything. So yeah, I don't know. Little tail on the practicing. I did try to practice. I did try to practice on Wednesday at the organ, but I had a bunch of stuff going on, like, within myself that it wasn't really worth posting. I think it was, like, all of, like, not even a whole 30 minutes. It was, nothing much was really done there. But yeah, it's just really tough right now. So that is pretty much where things are at, and I guess I'll chit chat with you guys later. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, ring the notification bell for all notifications.